is established as per our standing order number. What is standing order? As per our standing order number 195, and we deal mostly with matters like cross-cutting, which are touching on more than one department, or matters that are referred to the committee by other committees. Honorable Nditi, can you sit this side? There are chairs here. I'm seeing 2 chairs here. I'm seeing a chair there. Honorable Nditi, can you sit this side? Order, Honorable Nditi. Now, on the 29th of August 2024, the committee resolved that the following members of the executive be invited to appear before the General Oversight Committee. That is the CC member for Sports, Culture, Gender, Youth Affairs, the CC member for Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development, the city manager, City of Kisumu, for the committee to have a deliberation on matters regarding the Jaramogi Oginga Sports Complex. And I think in the letters, there were areas that they were supposed to provide. So apart from the report, we had to have an one-on-one deliberation. So I think the first thing to do is to know who are before us before we proceed. So I would like to know, maybe such a time you will assist our visitors so that we know who are appearing before us. Our intention was to have the CC member for Sports, Culture, Gender, Youth Affairs, the CC member for Lands, Lands, Housing, Physical Planning and Urban Development, and the city manager. But they are allowed to have those whom they want to accompany them. So the time assist our officers so that they introduce themselves.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. My name is Francis Asuna. We are here on behalf of the Honorable CEC member in charge of Sports, Culture, Gender and Youth Affairs. And I'm here with my colleagues. They'll introduce themselves. Thank you.
My name is Brian Muga, the Director of Sports and Youth Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Ken Otieno, Principal Cultural Officer in the department. Yes.
You heard the visitors whom we have here. We have the Chief Officer Sports, the directors. So, any comment before I proceed? Honorable Badega.
Thank you, Chair.
Maybe now you are the team leader. Do you have any report from the CC? Yeah, I'm confirming from the clerk if there is any communication from the CC on the representation. So maybe Badega.
Yes, Chair. As you said earlier, we wrote a letter through the Secretariat to the CEC, Sports, Culture, and the city, I think so. So the response first, or he may tell us where are other colleagues like the CEC and the city.
I think he may not be able to answer that question. He can only tell us where the CC member for sports is and not the other CC members.
I'm asking the Secretariat.
The clerk that there is no communication from the invitees on their absence or coming or representation. So maybe we'll only give the chief to tell us about the CC member, probably, though we don't have communication. Maybe he has communication from the CC member, but he may not be able to answer on behalf of other departments.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you. Chair, I don't know if we'll proceed without the city, but that is at your discretion, because this matter cut across the culture department and the city department. So both departments should have been available for us to really execute this agenda very well. So it is up to you, Chair, to decide. Thank you.
Yes, Chief.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and the House. From my CEC, she was very committed, but she gave us all the blessings to attend on this because she's on official assignment. So we are here on her behalf. Thank you.
Honorable members, the matter that we are dealing with was cutting across two departments. That is the Department of Sports and Culture, and then the Department of Lands. But of course, this city is the implementer, and that's the reason why we resolved that we have the deliberation of all the stakeholders. I really find it challenging that we engage one department. But again, on the same department, we had resolved that when we do an invite, we invite the CC member. So when the CC member, you come in the company of your technical staff, one being the chief officer and the directors. But in this case, we do not have any communication from the CC member on her absence. You know, if we had that community, it would be making some sense. But it's always important that the CC member comes, because the law gives us that mandate to invite the CC member, who can be accompanied by the technical staff. But at least they have made an effort, they have come. We are not aware of the presence of the other stakeholders. So in my honest opinion, it will be a very difficult situation when we engage one side. You know what happens when you engage one department in the absence of the other. It's normally a back and forth. But when we have all of them, then it's normally very easy to solve an issue. So before I make a determination, maybe we can get some comments. Start with Honorable Chele. Or I start with the chair of sports. Yeah? Maybe 3 maximum. Honorable Millicent Omuya.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think, given that the minister was also invited, it is very important that she avails herself so that we can discuss the issue and come to a conclusion, because the team I'm seeing here is just her junior staffs. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think when we made this request to invite the relevant CECs from the relevant departments, there is something that we need to come to agreement and see the conclusion to it. Now, this is a scenario where the CEC, all the CECs actually are not there, and no communication has been done. Okay, for sports, they have tried to be represented, but that is still not enough, because I'm sure even them, they may only just carry the message again to the CEC, who would want again, would force us again to have a sitting with her. So my honest opinion is, but this is to the discretion of the chair, is that it is better that we have the whole team here, and the CECs should also be informed accordingly that such invitation to this assembly is equally an official, a very official assignment that is worth attending. Thank you, Chair.
There. Honorable members, I want to agree with you. Both the Powers and Privileges Act, even the Constitution of Kenya, which gives the County Assembly quasi-judicial function gives us the mandate to invite the stakeholders or witness, in this case the witness, for prosecution of a matter, in this case Jaramogi Oginga Sports Complex. I want to direct that it will be not possible for us to engage the chief officer and the team, not because probably they're not able to respond to the questions, but the house is a matter of a mouse of order and procedure. When I chief, the procedure is that in the absence of the county executive committee member, there must be a communication towards the same. And even if they are sending a representation, there should be a communication, which we rarely encourage. We always encourage the presence of the CC member. So it's hard to delegate in the floor on who speaks, because all questions are addressed to the county executive committee member for the respective sector. So it is them to choose who responds on their behalf. We don't want, I gave you time and you declined, so I'm not going to give you time. It will be difficult for us to proceed. So I want to direct that because it is a similar situation that led to this matter being directed to this committee. The main issue was the lack or the non-appearance of the witnesses to the said committee. It was in which committee? This matter was being handled with the sports committee, and it took time. That's why it was referred to this particular committee. So as per standing order and the provisions in the Powers and Privileges Act, we will do a further invite, one more invite. For them to appear, you will choose the date. Next week, what do you have? I'm told the CC what has been invited next week, so we can have a special sitting, or maybe the week following on Friday. Pardon? But anyway, we'll agree on the date. But let me say, we'll do one more invite. After the invite, then we'll do a summon. Then if there is still no appearance, then we'll follow the provisions of the Powers and Privileges Act. So we are very sorry, Madam Chief, for this. You made your time to come, but we are trying to develop a case, so we cannot go outside the procedures that are given to us with the standing orders, the Powers and Privileges Act, and the Constitution of Kenya. This is Article 195 that gives us the quasi-judicial powers. So we will release you. We'll release you, we'll deliberate as a committee, and do a further one invite. And please just give information to the CC member that when we do the invite, fortunately the CC member was once a member of this assembly and should be able to know the procedures of the assembly when there is an invite. So we will communicate. We'll invite once more. We hope they will appear. If they don't appear, then now we'll do a summon. And I hope they will appear in the summon. And if they don't, then you know the provisions of the Powers and Privileges Act. At least we'll have given an opportunity. I so believe. So we want to release you. The Senator Tam, you'll assist our visitors out so that we have time to deliberate on the next date and the action so that we make the communications.
Much obliged.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, we had adopted the agenda, excluding the first agenda, so I think we can go back to that one and clear it now that we have time. We're not meeting the witnesses. But before we go to that agenda, can we agree on the best date that we do another invite? Because that day is already fixed. When is the date for Friday? Friday next week, the other week, then we just come for Thursday. Thursday the other week. Is it in order? Yeah, we just push it to the